He had 1,000 eyes. That is what the small folk whispered. 1,000 eyes, and one. Because the man who watched them had lost an eye on the Redgrass Field, and the one that remained was red as blood, and it never seemed to close. His ravens followed you into your bedchamber. His spies sat beside you at the tavern. His whispers reached the king before your words left your mouth. There was no secret in the 7 kingdoms that Bloodraven did not know. And then one day, he walked beyond the wall, and he never stopped watching. Welcome to Westeros Within, where we journey into forgotten ages, hidden legends, and ancient mysteries. This is Blood of the Dragon, Episode 14, Bloodraven, when the spy became a god. He was born Brynden Rivers in 175 AC, a great bastard, the son of Aegon the Unworthy and his 6th mistress, Melissa Blackwood, a quiet woman from a house as old as the first men, a house that had kept the old gods when every other southern family had knelt to the 7. The old gods, the Weirwoods, the Greenseers. That blood ran in Brynden from birth. He was an albino, milk-white skin, white hair, a single red eye. The other he lost in the Blackfyre rebellion. Where his brothers were golden and strong and beautiful, Brynden was pale and thin and strange. He looked like something from a story no one wanted to hear, but he was smarter than all of them. He fought in the first Blackfyre rebellion as commander of the Raven's Teeth, his personal company of archers, the finest bowmen in the realm. On the Redgrass Field, he positioned them on the Weeping Ridge while the armies crashed below. He watched his half-brother demons shine like a golden god in the center of the battle. He watched the realm tear itself apart over a name and a sword. And when the moment came, he loosed. His arrows killed Daemon Blackfyre. His arrows killed Daemon's twin sons, boys who had thrown themselves over their father's body. His arrows ended the rebellion. Bittersteel found him on the field. They fought, brother against brother, bastard against bastard. Bittersteel took Bloodraven's eye. Bloodraven gave Bittersteel a scar he would carry to his grave. Neither killed the other. And that failure, that moment where Bittersteel walked away alive, would haunt the realm for 60 years. After the rebellion, Bloodraven rose. He served as Hand of the King under Aenys I, a king so lost in his books that he forgot he had a kingdom. Bloodraven governed in his place, and he governed the way he fought, without mercy, without hesitation, without the illusion that kindness had any place in power. 1,000 eyes, and one. His spies were everywhere, in every castle, every tavern, every brothel, every sept. Men learned not to speak Bloodraven's name in any room with a window, because the ravens outside might be listening, and they were right to be afraid. He crushed the Second Blackfyre Rebellion before it began, infiltrating the conspiracy at Whitewalls, some say in disguise, and arriving with an army at the gates before the plotters had finished their wine. He broke the Third Rebellion with military force. He murdered Aenys Blackfyre under safe conduct to prevent a fourth. He was ruthless. He was effective. He was hated. And through it all, one thing remained constant. He loved Shiera Seastar. She was the last of the great bastards. Half Lysine, impossibly beautiful, with one blue eye and one green. Both Bloodraven and Bittersteel had loved her. She chose Bloodraven, and Bittersteel's rejection, the fury of a man denied the only thing he wanted, became the engine that powered the Golden Company for 60 years. Love and spite. Those were the twin forces that shaped the Blackfyre Wars, and Bloodraven stood at the center of both. But the Pale Man's story did not end at court. When Aegon V took the throne, Egg, the boy who had been a squire, the king who believed in justice, he looked at Bloodraven and saw something that could not stand. The murder of Aenys under safe conduct was a violation so fundamental that even the realm's most effective servant could not be forgiven. Bloodraven was arrested, sentenced, offered the wall. He accepted. He sailed north with Maester Aemon, the old blind maester who would one day counsel a bastard named Jon Snow, and 200 recruits. He took the black. He swore his vows. And within a few years, he was elected Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. For 13 years he served. A pale man in black, commanding the wall, watching the north the way he had once watched the south. Then, in 252 AC, he led a ranging beyond the wall, and he vanished. No body was found, no trace. The Night's Watch recorded him as lost. The realm forgot him. The pale Spymaster who had shaped the kingdom for 50 years was swallowed by the snow and the silence, and history moved on. But Bloodraven did not die. 48 years later, a boy named Bran Stark, crippled, broken, carried through the snow by a giant and a girl and a man who might not have been entirely alive, found a cave beneath a great weirwood tree, and inside the cave, on a throne of tangled roots, sat an old man. Impossibly old. His body had fused with the tree itself. Roots grew through his chest, his legs, his arms. His skin was white as bark. One red eye still burned in a face that had long since stopped being entirely human. Brynden Rivers, Bloodraven, the three-eyed raven. He had been sitting in that cave for nearly 50 years, watching, seeing through every weirwood tree in the world, seeing through every raven, seeing through time itself, the past and the present and perhaps the future. 1,000 eyes, and one. He had waited for Bran, guided him through dreams, sent him visions of falling and flying and green sight and darkness. He had been preparing for the boy the way a fisherman prepares a hook, patiently, carefully, knowing exactly what he needed and exactly how long it would take. And when Bran arrived, Bloodraven taught him how to enter the Weirwood network, how to see through the eyes of the trees, how to touch the past and watch the dead walk through their lives like echoes on water. What Bloodraven wanted, what he was truly planning, no one knows for certain. Some say he was trying to save the world from the others. Some say he was trying to preserve the memory of the children of the forest. Some say he was playing a game older than the wall, and Bran was only the latest piece on a board that stretched back to the dawn. Some say he was good. Some say he was something far more dangerous than any king or tyrant. What we know is this: he was born a bastard, he became a spy, he became a hand, he became a killer, he became a prisoner, he became a commander, he disappeared into the ice, and then he became a god. Not a god with temples or prayers or followers, a god with roots and ravens and a single red eye that saw everything and judged nothing. The longest life in all of Westeros, from a court in King's Landing to a cave beneath a frozen forest, from the Redgrass Field to the roots of the world. Brynden Rivers, 1,000 eyes, and one. So tell me this, was Bloodraven a savior who sacrificed his humanity to protect the world? Or a puppet master who never stopped pulling strings, even after he became a tree? Write it in the comments. And if you want to hear what happened next, when a boy who loved the small folk became a king, when his kindness was rewarded with resistance, and when he burned everything he loved in a desperate attempt to bring the dragons back, subscribe to Westeros Within and join me for the next chapter. Because next time, we meet Aegor again. The boy is now a king, and the king is walking toward fire.